Hey, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, the views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations, the hypes, everything. Addie, thank you so very much for your generous donation. I really do appreciate you. Let's go ahead and ring the bell. Let's clear out the energy. And then we'll see what the message the spirit has for us. I hear Sasha going crazy. So I needed to see what was going on outside in case I needed to match that energy. Just kidding. The more you live in your purpose, the more afraid someone is of you. Hey, Bragsy. It's like, because at this point, at first I feel like somebody, they thought that you was lying, bullshitting around, like, oh, yeah, da, da, da. But now they believe you. It's like the more you live in your purpose, the more they can see you work, whatever work that is, the more they are afraid of you. Hey, Marcia. Yes, thank you. So, it's like, and my nose is starting to itch. It's scaring the shit out of somebody because they're thinking back to when they used to like pick on you or bully you or secretly get people like to come against you, and somebody's living in regret right now. They are really regretting everything that they did because they know that your path, your purpose is spiritual, and this is like bringing to light that somebody was going against God. I think that's why they're getting scared, because they know that they were going against the Most High. Hi, Tia. Bottom of the deck, privilege. Somebody, they remember when they used to take privileges that they shouldn't have taken. Yeah, they are remembering this, and not only did they take privileges or do things that they should not have ever done, but it created a hardship for you every step of the way, and but the way that it made it appear to other people is that they were not doing anything wrong, that they were, on your side, making sure that you were okay, but that's not the case. See, now somebody is seeing that you are definitely in your purpose. You're being of service. You're very conscientious, and I feel like today is one portal. And if you've said something to this person today, maybe or this person, you just said something to people in general, and this person heard it, or this person read it, or it was communicated in some way, I feel like it really scared this person, because what you had to say was talking about, a 1 year starting over, how the angel number of 111 is something that, we need to pay attention to. See, at first, people thought, or this person thought, that you was just, doing this for entertainment, just so that, people would look at you, give you some attention. But they're finding out that's not it. This is not the case at all. It's like the message that you provided was like the perfect message, and it was talking about possibly love and light, how we need to treat each other. how we need to forgive, how it's not too late to to change someone's life. It's how it's not too late to leave the fuck shit alone and go in the right direction. How, we only have to answer to God. And when we get to those gates, it's too late to make up excuses then. It's too late to turn our life around at that point. So we have to do it now. And maybe, I'm feeling like somebody had told someone else or expressed that, what, that they need to work. They need not so much worry. They need to think about what they want to do for their life moving forward, how they want to turn their life around. Because no matter how somebody acted in the past, as long as they're here and they're breathing, it's not too late to turn that life around. It's not too late to tell people that, the key to life is love. It's just that simple. See, it's like they're watching you. They're watching you. And this is somebody who thought at one point that they had you like a puppet on the string, like they could make you do this or make you do that or make you miss this opportunity or that opportunity. But now this person is starting to realize they had no control over you whatsoever. If you missed an opportunity, it was because your spirit guides told you it's not for you. If you took an opportunity, it's only because your spirit guide said, this is for you. Someone is starting to think. It's like they're putting two and two together now. And like I said, they're realizing they had no control over you at all. You was always stronger than them because you were the one who was following what the Most High said to do. Thank you so very much, Neo Raw Energy. I really appreciate that. 1111. I really do appreciate this. So it's kind of like this person is someone that, they they were possibly sitting at home and at first they took defense, or they took a defensive stance to what you were saying, like you was trying to tell them how to live. No, you weren't trying to tell them how to live. You were actually trying to teach them that living is about love. That's the secret of life. Love. See, this person, in the past, they were a wise guy. And they just lived by, maybe they were Baptist, or they said that they were Methodist, or they said that they were Catholic, or whatever. They followed religion. And they shunned away from you because you turned out to be spiritual. That you didn't feel like you had to go to church to have the pastor, the preacher, the minister to pray for you in order for your prayer to be heard by God. You didn't have to have somebody place their hand on you and try and heal you and pushing you back and shit like that. You didn't have to do all that. You knew that whatever it was that needed to be healed within you, you already had that connection with God. You established that connection a while back. It's somebody who used to feel like they had to compete with you or set other people up to compete with you because they felt like if somebody was competing with you, it would kind of get you off course. But now this is somebody who's finding out that you never felt like you needed to compete with anyone else. You just needed to compete with yourself. You gave yourself that self-love. Like I said, somebody is finding out that you always knew the key to life. The key to life, the key to happiness, the key to prosperity, the key to getting through the gates, those pearly gates. And that was love. That's all it's ever been. That's all it's ever going to be. So it's like you telling somebody else it's time for them to follow their North Compass. It's like you letting this person know it's time to lead their life in love. Hey, Bragsy. You know what? It's like it also scares somebody because you seeking justice is not revenge. It's like you putting it in God's hands. God is the one that's going to give all the justice to whoever needs to have that justice. The only thing that you told this person the best thing to do was not to try and get revenge, was not to try and say, oh, I'm going to show this dirty motherfucker. It was to forgive somebody. And this is what's messing them up. Because now they're seeing that that's all you've done. Now they're recollecting and remembering that throughout all this time, throughout all this fuck shit that they've been doing to you, time after time, instance after instance, aggression after aggression, you always forgave. And this is what's screwing this person up. This is what makes them actually kind of want to weep. Because then they start thinking about their own behavior and they regret it. Because no matter what they did to you, you always forgave them. It's like this person is thinking back to, their family members, their passed over loved ones and everything else. And, maybe how somebody else was picked out as the scapegoat, as the black sheep, as the one that somebody was going to pick on, as the target. And they're thinking about that, how that person was always just innocent, always just staying in their lane, doing what they felt like they needed to do, always exhibiting the same type of forgiveness and peace that you do. It's like this person, now they're understanding how they singled you out. Hey, Sonny, how are you? Glad to see you. How they singled you out because they didn't want you to be one to stand out. This person played in your energy. Hey, Red Violet, how are you? Happy New Year to you. This person played so much in your energy. They worked hard at trying to tell everybody that, you had some type of addictions, that you had some type, like you was off your rocker, like you was a little cray cray. They worked hard to make you appear a certain way in front of other people. And they're realizing now it's because they weren't on their path. They weren't spiritually mature. They probably weren't even emotionally mature. Even if this person is older than you, it's putting them to shame. It's making them sit down and really think about their actions. See, this is somebody who they used to, get other people. This was the leader of the group. You know how they would get other people to play games with you, and we're not talking Uno, but we're talking emotional manipulation, mind games, setting you up for failure, those types of games. This was the one, this is the one who brought you a lot of drama, purposely brought you drama. But now this person is realizing that, you know what? This person is connected to you on a soul level. And now on a soul level, they're realizing that you survived everything that they put out there. This person is thinking about themselves, and it's hitting home. How much of a snake they were, and how they worked with a witch. Or they were some type of witch or warlock or wizard, but how much of a snake they were to you. You know, even whenever, and they may be thinking about the last time that you came to visit them, or the last time they came to visit you, and how some shit went down, and it wasn't even fair to you. You did nothing to deserve it. You did nothing to warrant it. But yet, this person set it up, and they laughed. Hey, Mike Taylor. Hey, Behaving Goals. How are you? They laughed at you. This person laughed at your tears. They laughed at your heartache. They laughed at your pain. But I feel like this person is thinking about turning over a new leaf. It's like now they are making a promise to themselves, not necessarily to you, but to themselves, to explore why they did the shit that they did. To realize, that there's other things out there that they would have been better off spent with their time, as opposed to just bringing conflict your way. The message that you gave to someone, hey K Hyphy, the message that you told someone, or the communication that made somebody actually sit down and think, it's important, because it shone a light on not just you and your purpose and your power and your strength, but it shone a light on them, and what way they actually truly want to go. Because you know what, like I said, this person could be older, they could be younger, they could be the same age, but it's making this person think like, damn, I was really fucked up. It's shining the light on them so that they can see how ugly they treated you, especially since you told them the key to life. See, everybody thinks that the key to life is some big old long, mathematical equation, carry the two, you divide it by 0.99 and put a T over here and an N down here and a D over here and a V over here, and divide that shit and multiply that shit and add that shit and subtract that shit, and then the parentheses and all that other bullshit. No, it's so simple. It seems like it doesn't make sense. It's so simple, because what God wants us to do with each other is so simple. My ears are ringing. God wants us to love one another as we would love ourselves as we would want God to love us. That's it. That's the key. That's the key to life. Hey, Devery. Hey, Nicolissa. How are you? Hi, Malcolm. See, somebody, it's like they at one point they was thinking, what's your objective? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to say? Whenever they found out that you was on this spiritual journey and you wasn't trying to do anything. You didn't have any objective. You just wanted to be the best person that you could be. You just wanted to be on your path. And you know what? And for you to tell them this important information, to teach them this important lesson, it's like it makes somebody even want to stutter when they're talking. They don't even know what to say. You didn't have no objective. You was just being hospitable. But yet somebody wanted to sit here and think, oh, they must be high. They must be drunk. They must be doing this. They must be doing that. But you're not. You're actually helping this person to preserve themselves. That's it. And like I said, now this person has sat down. They thought about it. They thought about everything that you said or wrote or communicated or posted on whatever social media platform or overheard in conversation. They're thinking about everything. And it's like I said, it's got them haunted. It's got them in their feelings. Because they know that you know, and you were smart enough to know every time that they came against you. They wasn't pulling no wool over your eyes. They wasn't, oh, you can't see me. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing. You don't feel nothing. You just gonna wake up and know that you've been fucked. No, you knew exactly who was doing it. You knew exactly who started it. You knew exactly who they got involved. You knew what role everybody else played. Hey, High Priestess. And you knew that somebody was sitting here trying to put somebody else on Front Street when they was the one who was guiding it. Like you couldn't see what was going on. You didn't have to see it with your own two eyes because energy don't lie. Spirit was telling you in your ear. You know what? You listen to somebody else come to you with this shit, whatever shit that was, and you knew it was because of this person that this person came up to you. You knew it was because of this person that this person over here had something else to say. You knew it's because of this person that this person wanted to do something to you. You knew exactly who it was. The whole time you chose not to do anything. The whole time you chose to let God get the revenge that God felt was just in that situation. See, this person also thought that if everybody disconnected from you, that you would lose your mind. You would actually go, crazy. That you would put yourself in these unhealthy positions, do these unhealthy things, go out and play in the middle of traffic on the highway, allow someone to mistreat you, misuse you, abuse you because you felt so disconnected, but you chose to do nothing, none of those things. Because you already knew who was doing what. And now here you are. And this person is sitting back and they thinking about this shit. How you are teaching them a valuable lesson, a lifelong lesson, and how vain they were. and thinking that you couldn't teach them shit. Like you can't teach me a damn thing, only to find out you're the only one that's able, you're the only one that can qualify and quantify to teach them. You know, they're afraid of you because you can see what's coming and you can tell them what's coming before it actually happens. You've said other things to other people in the past. Hey, this, that, and the other. You may not want to do this because this is hey, this person is going to do this. You know, and these are the people that you love that you was telling them, hey, be careful because this is what I see. This is going to happen. This person is going to try and do, and it's not like you was wishing ill will on anybody. It's just that you recognize that demonic spirit. You recognize that evil energy. You recognize the games that somebody else was trying to play with somebody that you love dearly, that you held close to your heart. But instead of this person actually listening, they sat there and told everybody you was crazy. They told everybody you was the witch. They said that you was the witch. Then everybody went and got their church clothes on to go to church because there was going to be a prophet there. Well, what the fuck did you just do? You prophesied. But because you didn't come in some starched clothes and was in the church with the rest of the witches, you know, running up and down the aisle, you know, doing all that other shit, they didn't feel like you qualified or quantified. You know, and it's also like the different things that this person would do, the different things that this person had, and you know, the different things that other people had. That's why they felt like you don't tell us what to do. You don't tell us what, because you don't even have this. You're not even driving around in this. You're not even living over here in this. Well, you know what? Jesus was born in a fucking stable with some animals. He sure the hell didn't have. But yet they go to church every Sunday to hear about him. And then they want to come back and judge you. Same situation, just a different day. You may have brought it up to the attention of this person that, hey, I know you're afraid, but don't let fear stop you. You know, this person, you know what, and you know what, you was right on the money when you told this person that you knew they were afraid. But don't let fear stop them because, like I said earlier, it's never too late, no matter what the backstory is. It's never too late, no matter what this person has done or who this person decided that they wanted to follow. You know, it's never too late to turn their life around. You did it. You wasn't always on the straight and narrow. You wasn't always living in your purpose. You had to go through some bumps and some bruises too, but you learned your lessons early. You decided who you wanted to follow, and it sure the hell wasn't the devil. It wasn't anything dark. It wasn't anything demonic. That's whenever you got on your purpose. That's when your wings started sprouting. That's whenever you realize that, you know what, you are an earth angel because you were elevated, you ascended, you saw yourself grow, you saw yourself receive blessing after blessing after blessing because you were on your spiritual path. It's like this person, it's like they're afraid. They are afraid. I feel like this person is actually afraid to understand that, once they turn their life around, they can sit on that spiritual throne too. It's not just you. But they have to be aware of what's going on. They have to make that conscientious decision to turn their life around. And this is the best day. This is that 111. This is that portal. But see, I feel like with this person, they have secrets that they feel like they're going to take to the grave. Secrets about things that they did against you. How creative that they were, just so that they can come up against you just for being you. And I feel like this person feels like they're hiding. Hiding from who? Because God sees everything. God knows what we're going to do tomorrow. And we still here in today. So what are you hiding? You're hiding from yourself. You're afraid of yourself. You're not afraid of us. I feel like it's this connection. I feel like it is this commitment today. You know that this person is thinking about this commitment that they should have had to you, as opposed to being committed to go against you. How this person should have been about bringing you peace instead of throwing a rock and then trying to hide their damn hand. Because it's clearly that this person perceived you completely wrong. And now, whenever they open their eyes and they're looking at you with those fresh eyes, they're seeing that, you know what? You are definitely in your purpose. That's why you're always so optimistic. That's why you're always telling somebody, oh, God's got you, God has us, just live righteous, do the right thing, this, that, and the other. You're always trying to help somebody. You're always trying to forgive somebody. You're always trying to get somebody else to go the right way. And this person spent so much time trying to change you by talking bad about you behind your back, because they didn't want you to be the one to lead people. They didn't want you to be the one that people had in high esteem. They wanted it to be them. And it's only because they were selfish, only because they was vain, only because they was on some other shit that you was never, ever, ever, ever on. You are who you are. You ain't never tried to be anybody else. You ain't never tried to be no highfalutin, this, that, and the other. You just was you. You didn't care if somebody wasn't impressed with who you are. You're only you. But you know what? Whenever people find out who somebody else tried to be, then you watching these other people, not just one or two, but you're watching a whole lot of other people fall from grace because they was always trying to be somebody who they was not. This person didn't want it to be you. They wanted to put on that mask, and they wanted people to think it was them. Well, it is you. You are that driving force. You were the one. You're the one that's going to save the whole tribe. And they know it. They realize that now. Hi, Mr. Jens the Viking. How are you? All right. But we'll see you when you catch up with us, sweetie. You know, they see that you are going to be the one to save the entire tribe. They see that you're going to be the one that's here to break the generational curses from both sides. Time has shown this. Not only has time shown this, but damn it, it is about time too. Hey, Marcia. How are you, sweetie? See, people expected you because they could see that light in you. They could see your glow. They could see, that you had that loving heart, that forgiving heart. People expected you to martyr yourself and to allow them just to run all over you, to squash you, to, just sacrifice yourself. But that's not how it goes. It's something about your personality. It's something about the love that you give and how you love, your forgiveness, your sense of humor. That's what it is. Everybody loves your sense of humor because everybody says, oh my gosh, Collective is so funny. This is what caused people, to it's like you woke up their demons or something. You woke up something in them that made them want to hate you because they couldn't be you. Like they say, they hate you because they ain't you. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thought I saw one flip over. I guess I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Because of your personality, they hate you because they ain't you. And they don't think that you can see this. These are the same people that you possibly grew up in the home with. These are the same people that was defensive against you. These are the same people that, was a wise guy to you. These are the same people that caused conflict every time you got around them. These are the same people that, in the end, they're going to be thankful that you saved them. Save them from themselves. Confirmation with my baby going ballistic. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, see, somebody was trying to go out confirmation. Somebody was trying to tell somebody that you was into the dark arts, and they're trying to instruct everybody. Oh yeah, they're into the dark arts. They this, they that. But that's not it. This was just this person trying to be vain. But you know what? Even though they're trying to create this story, people don't believe it. They're not believing it. Or if they did, their mind is changing, because that's not what they see when they look at you. They don't see that at all. They see that you are committed to God. They see that you were just you. They see that you talk about your ancestors, your spiritual guides, the Most High, archangels. That's what they see. What else, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah. They see that you are committed to your ancestors, to those that are in heaven. And you know what? Yeah. And it's like with this whole backstory, of things that was told about you, they're putting an end to that, because they know that there is no truth in the whole backstory of you. See, people are finding it very important how much you're shining. And you're not shining because you're doing anything bad. You're shining because you're doing something good. You're doing what's needed. You're helping people. And the objective of you helping people, like you wanting to help people, it's all because of not you, because you want something. You're just doing this out of the kindness of your heart. And now they're starting to look at that other person about how many games that they played on you. How many times they went around town, told people, oh yeah, well, he doing this and she doing that and this and that and this and that. Now people are starting to think about it. Because you know what? When it gets close to time, or even before it gets close to time, we don't want to wait until our last day, our last breath, our last minute, our last second, in that last hour to say, okay, God, I'm ready to give my life to you. We don't want to do that, because God is like, who? Who is this? Get off my damn phone. So people are starting to realize now that they actually want to connect with God now, because they're seeing that you've connected with God. You are talking about spirit. You're talking about the Most High. You're talking about God. And they're watching how you are being blessed. They're watching how many privileges you get for just raising the Most High, or speaking of, or living righteously, or doing what's right, telling people the right things, being open, being honest, having integrity, being responsible. Neo Raw Energy said, who this? Right. But see, people are remembering. They're remembering, and they want to get themselves together now, because they're remembering when they gave you a hard time before. And it's fucking with them. It's fucking with them. And they used to think that you just walked around like you was really trying to live right. But no, you wasn't, acting like you was trying to live right. You was really trying to live right. And now they're starting to get the message. It's because they're watching you. And you know what? What they see when they watch you, you're the same today as you was last week, as you was last year, as you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when they was really trying to put the screws to you. You ain't changed. The only thing that's changed now is that you're more in your purpose. Your heart was always the same. Even if, you didn't know which way, if you was coming or going or doing this or doing that, but your heart has always been the same. You've always been of service to people. You've always been very conscientious to what other people thought, what they went through. Very, you always had that compassion, that empathy, that loving heart, that I can help you, that can do attitude. You've always been that type of person. And you know what? And people used to sit there and make fun of you because of it. They used to think that they could get over on you just because of it. They don't think that any longer. They don't think that any longer, especially now that they understand that, you know what? I feel like you stop trying to help people. You're letting them find their own way in their own time on their own day using their own dime. You're no longer trying to go above and beyond. You just sitting there letting everybody learn on their own. And these are the same people that are connected to you, that have always been connected to you, but always wanted to give you a hard time. They, when some of these people watched you have to work hard to face whatever addictions that you had, and it didn't have to be alcohol or drugs. It could have been, being a people pleaser. It could have been, trying to do this, or spending money, or not even balancing your checkbook, or whatever it was. They watched you work hard to control your own inner demons, and get past, the hurts of your own inner childhood hurts. And while they were watching you, this player was still leading people in the drama against you. But now it's that love, that same loving heart that you've always had. This is why you're getting your justice. This is why you're getting dharma. This is why God is protecting you. This is why God has been blessing you. Because no matter what, you always forgave. You always had faith that God would take care of everything, and you always forgave them because you said, "Hey, who am I to ask forgiveness of God if I can't forgive those that came against me?" And you know what? I feel like you even possibly told somebody this, that, you know what? We need to forgive everybody. We don't need to try and get back, because just like when they was hanging Jesus on the cross, he said, "Forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do." This is why you are receiving privilege. This is why you have a seat on the throne, because of your act of forgiveness, because of your act of faith that God is going to take care of everything, that you don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is continue to live right, be right, and love. And love. Bottom of the deck, strength. Hey, J Mike. Happy New Year to you. You wasn't always as strong as you are now. And even if you were, it's like you didn't know that you had so much strength within you. You didn't know that your heart was so strong. You didn't know that you had such a strong connection with God. You didn't know that you was one of the chosen. There's a whole lot that you didn't know. And it's like something that you had to adapt to. This is something that you had to grow into. And now that you've grown into this, now you know how to protect yourself because you know that other people are going to be coming for you. Yes, indeed. You know they're going to be coming for you. But see, one thing that they don't realize, them coming for you, you know how to protect yourself now. Don't get shit twisted. Don't get shit twisted at all. Because you can get down in the dirt with them and you can rise at the same time. You have that balance. You know, you have that sacred part of yourself that nobody can get to. That's that secret part that they can't touch. They can't knock you off your square. They can't mess you up. They can't scare it out of you. And you're determined to be kind to these people. See, like I said, this could be your family, your tribe, and now that it's revealed to them who you are and what you are here to do. It benefits them. It don't just benefit you, it benefits you because you are on your purpose. When you take your last breath, you know, you want God to say, "Well done, my child." That's the benefit that you get out of it. But what they get out of it, oh, they were going to be so thankful because they're not just going to be knocking on the door, hearing some parrot talk about, "Who is it?" People are starting to remember things. How you helped them, how you provided things, you know, how you came when they didn't feel like they had anyone else to turn to, they had to turn to you, and you was there. You was Johnny on the spot, and you didn't ask for anything except for respect in return. And you know what? They tricked you each and every time. Like, "Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. You need this, you let me know." When you would call them, they'd be like, "Oh damn, I can't do all that because I got this to do or I got that to do." You know, people are always inspired by you. You were always that inspiration to a lot of people because you put in the work. You put in the work to be the person that you are today. But everybody else, they was too lazy. They didn't want to work. They didn't want to do nothing. But they always expected you. Like they was expecting you to, you know, on their last day for you to come over and be like, "Oh, okay, I got the prayer that's gonna get you up into the pearly gates. Dear God, you know, on account of me, because this is my family member. You know, we go way, 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 way back. What I want you to do is go ahead and let them in through those gates. I'll sacrifice myself. If I don't get up there, as long as I can make them happy, I'm happy." No, that shit don't work like that. They got that shit all the way fucked up. You know, and you know it's because they are afraid. They're afraid to face their demons. They're afraid to think back to all the fuck shit that they purposely did to you. How they tried to create situations that did not work out for you. How they tried to get in the middle of your relationships. How they tried to fuck up your job. How they tried to fuck up your how you felt about yourself. How they tried to fuck up your people, your friends, all of your friendships, all of that. Hey, Shaylin, did I say hello earlier? You know, these people collaborated with the intention of coming after you. They thought they were so smart, but yet you saw what their intentions were. And you know what you did? She was peaceful. And you know what you did to seek revenge? Not a motherfucking thing. Not a damn thing. Instead, you let God handle it. You let your instincts tell you that just pray for them. Pray for them and keep moving forward. And you trusted that God's energy would take care of everything. And it has. And it will. And it's always going to. See, they thought that they could consume you, that they could make you lose your mind, that they could knock you down a peg or two or 22 or 32 or 52. That they can consume your thoughts, that they could make you believe some shit that wasn't even true about you. But you always believed in yourself, and you were always believing in God, and you always had this joy in your heart. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. That's all the words I know to that song. You always knew it was going to be just a matter of time, and you was going to get victory. You didn't have to worry about all that shit. Even whenever people tried to trick you, they didn't trick you. They tricked themselves. They tricked themselves out that spot. You still was able to transform. And it's a mystery to them. It's a mystery to them how you even healed yourself, how you was even healed. Well, it has to do with the certain Most High, a certain mustard seed of faith, a certain promise that you made to the Most High, and how Most High made a deal with you. As long as you trusted in God, God is going to give you everything that you need. And that's how you started to grow. That's how your power started to grow, because your faith was growing. That's how your money was growing. That's how everything around you was growing. You talk different. You communicate now, and you're confident in what you have to say. And see, people, you know what? They at first they was sitting there like, oh, they don't even know what the fuck they talking about, but you do, because they can look at you, and you are the proof that's in the pudding. You have the courage to defend yourself. You can let somebody know unequivocally what you will and will not put up with. You let them know they ain't got to like you, but they damn sure gonna respect you. And you're free. They're the ones that are bound. You are free. See, these people are finding that they need to have a rebirth. They need to let it all go and build themselves back up. And for whatever reason, you told them what the secret to life was. You said it time and time and time and time and time and time again. But still, some people are just waking up to it and believing you, and some others just think that you're playing. It's love. It's just that simple. It seems like it's a trick, but it's not. The secret to life is in how we love. What's the message, Spirit? The secret. And it ain't even no secret. Like I said, they want to make life so difficult. And that's because they're used to trying to make life difficult for you. But you're past all those difficulties. That has no room for you in your life. You are the person that is inspiring others to work on themselves, to get themselves and get it up out the mud. Stop being so fucking lazy. Get it up out the mud instead of expecting somebody else to come and save you. Especially if you're not willing to be the first participant at your own rescue party. You expect everybody else to be there. The sheriff, the deputies, SWAT, FBI, CIA, ATF, ABC, DEF, Chef Boyardee, Chef this and Chef that, Martha Stewart, everybody, they expect everybody to be there except for them, like they can show up later. Their instincts are going to have to speak a little bit louder to them. Their intuition is going to have to let them know it's time for them to work on them, for them to put an end to some shit, for them to be determined to be born again. What's the message, Spirit? Especially if they want peace. You know what they say? Rest in peace. Especially if they want peace. When it's time for them to take that last rest. For them to remember that joy, not being happy, because happiness can come and happiness can go, but you got that joy in your heart, that's also sacred. When you love the Most High, loving yourself for whatever you look like, for whoever you are, for whatever you've done in your past, and for whatever else that you can produce in your future. When you love yourself, then you are free to love others. But until you love yourself, until you love God and then yourself, you really don't love anyone else, because you don't know how to love. Especially if you're doing this shit to other people, that means you don't love you. If you're being a bully to someone else, it's because you don't love yourself. If you're trying to see how you can take somebody else down, it's because you don't love yourself. If you sitting here nitpicking about somebody else behind their back, it's because you don't love you. If you sitting there gossiping and trying to take somebody and plotting and planning, it's because you don't have the secret to life yet, which is love. You don't love you, so you can't love nobody else. What's the message, Spirit? Yes. Everybody thinks it's such, a mystery to want to heal. There ain't no mystery to want to heal. It's just healing. It's just giving it all to God. It's expressing it out loud. It's writing it down to get it out, read it out loud, not being ashamed of what you've done, because everybody has done it. Trust me, if it was out there for you to do it, somebody else did it before you. You didn't come up with no new shit. You just doing some shit that somebody else did. And being so ashamed to talk about the shit that you went through. Fuck all that. There is no shame. Somebody else is going through it. Hell, the people that felt the shame was way back before the biblical times, because those are the first ones that did it. We just perpetuating the fucking cycle. But if we talking about it and we releasing it and we letting go of the mystery of what happened, then that's how we heal. Hey, Yanni, how are you, sweetie? That's how we heal. Not keeping it bottled up inside, not bringing it up. If we don't bring it up, we're not going. Then it's never going to go anywhere. It's going to stay right there, and we're going to be so afraid. Oh gosh, somebody found out that. Oh my gosh, and I used to smoke weed. So what? Who else smoked it? You know, a hell of a lot of people. Hell, it's legal now. You know, it's just that I got so tired of it. I was like, fuck it. I don't want to do that more. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of. If somebody was like a sex addict, then hell, there's how many other sex addicts out there? You know, if somebody used to drink a lot, how many other people were alcoholics? How do you think we came up with the name alcoholics? Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, if somebody else was this and somebody else was that, you're not the first one. Stop giving yourself that much status to feel like you the first one. No, you're not. You just another one. What's the message? Yeah. That's where our power comes from releasing all of these secrets. You know? What else, Spirit? What else? Yes. Trust and strength. And we have to trust that we are a lot stronger than what we feel or what we think. You know, when we trust in ourselves, trust, you know, and trust enough to let go of what's keeping us bound and just say it. What, even if we was, you know, hey, Karen, you know what, girl, I used to be so jealous of you, and yeah, I used to do this and that, did this, did that, and the other. You know, you releasing that shit. You know, that's how you can tell how strong you are, because you can release that shit. And Karen's gonna be like, girl, you was jealous of me? That's funny. I was jealous of you. Oh, girl, we was jealous of each other. Or whatever. You know? Understand that real power comes in the form of being able to release some shit, not hold on to it. You know, not worrying about what other people think. That's power. That's real power. And that's real. Because when you don't give a shit what someone else says or thinks about you, they can't do nothing to take you down or tear you down. Absolutely nothing. But when we're so worried about what are they going to say? What are they going to think about us? That's weakness. We have that energy, that God-given energy that we feel, that connection from God to start all over, to have that rebirth. And this time when we start all over, we're going to do it right. We're going to live right in love. See, it was somebody else that was playing in our energy that told us, don't tell nobody. Oh, I wouldn't tell nobody else that. Confirmation, which was the wrong thing to do. What else, Spirit? Yeah. That confidence in knowing who you are. having that balance within yourself, transforming, adapting to whatever it was, that's when you get the victory. And you have what matters the most, love. And then the ability to be patient with yourself. Patient with yourself. Bottom of the deck. And not accepting any motherfucking breadcrumbs. Hail to the no. And recognizing red flags. And not being afraid to do shadow work so that we're not stuck in this toxic love bullshit, and by no means being somebody's motherfucking side piece. Somebody being able to get that wake up call, that spiritual awakening, that, sudden clarity, something that you can't ignore anymore. That's how you get the glow up. Understand that this is a divine intervention right now, today, on 111. This is a divine intervention. Somebody, when you told them whatever you had to tell them, and they started thinking back to what you told them, and they started feeling bad about the fuck shit that they did to you for all these years, and then they was like, damn, you know what? I should probably change my life around. That's divine intervention. Understand that you provided divine intervention in some motherfucker's life right now. They have no choice but to work on their inner child. So because they understand you are the one that's here breaking motherfucking generational cycles. You're the one who's strong enough. And you saying the shit with no motherfucking filter, baby. Raw. Like the Sweet Spot gang signed family. 2 of these and 1 of these motherfucker. No motherfucking filter and no straight with no chaser. Straight with no motherfucking chaser. Just like I like my tequila. Because we know we're getting this status upgrade. Not only a status upgrade, but we are ascending, baby. Yes, we are trusting the signs. We are going in the right way, because when it's time for us to take our last breath, we want to be able to sit back and trust that we are going to get through those pearly gates, and we ain't trying to be no motherfucking clout chaser, because we understand there is no clout out there. Being self-made and learning these lessons. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what time it is. What else, Spirit? What else? Because we have these soul contracts. Hello. Before we even got here, God said, okay, I'm going to need you to do this. And you was like, got it. I can do that. God said, hey, wait, I mean it. This is what I need you to do. God, I got you. I got you. Trust me. We here. God said, don't write your name on this soul contract if you can. He was like, God, please stop playing with me. I told you. I'm that one. I signed up. You called. You said I need a volunteer. I was like, oh. Make sure that you are doing it. Make sure that you are not only did you agree to it, but you are in your purpose to complete this soul contract. Somebody needs to start over brand new. They need to understand that these were some that they're going through some shit that they went through before with these past life connections. You know, it's time for somebody to speak up. It's time for somebody to speak up. Robert, that does sound good. Yes, it does. Frozen margarita brewed with honey and sea salt. It sure does. Yes, like I said, this is divine timing, baby. Today, especially. Let me see what 111 means. 111, angel number, meaning signifies new beginnings, opportunities, and alignment with your life's purpose. Acting as a divine signal that you're on the right path and your thoughts are manifesting into reality, urging you to stay positive, focus on your goals, and trust your intuition for spiritual growth and good fortune. It's a powerful message of encouragement, indicating that the universe supports your self-improvement and new ventures. Remember that. Today is that portal. Whatever we're doing today, let's set our intentions on what it is that we want to accomplish, that we want God to accomplish for us. And just remember that, you know what, we are in that safe space, okay? Remember, there's going to be somebody out there. There's somebody out there, a sneaky link, that's wearing this plastic smile, that's got this fake kindness and shit like that. If they gonna want you to give them another opportunity or give them a chance for you to swipe right, swipe left on that motherfucker. No sneaky links. Understand that, you know what? Hold on. I don't know why I put these over here. This. Okay. And I thought I saw one. Okay. Understand that this is our big break. That this is our big break today with this 111 portal. What else, Spirit? What else? Thank you. Thank you, Nira Energy. What's the message? And all that self-care. It don't even have to be on Sunday. It's just that we have to learn to care for ourselves. You know, prioritizing rest, recharging emotionally, pampering ourselves, and remembering that me time matters. And also boundaries. Putting up those firm boundaries. That's so important. Because we no longer down for that fuck shit. Like T.I. said, miss me with it. Miss me with all of it. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else? What else? What else? Anything else? Boy, somebody got a loud vehicle. I think that's it. Yep. Yes. And also, you know, being unbothered, remaining in peace despite whatever chaos is going on around us, detaching from negativity, realizing when some shit is not even your fucking drama. It could be our children, it could be our neighbors, it could be our friends, it could be our family members that come to us with this drama. That's not ours, it's not our drama. Yep. And just living in that luxury life. Hey, Touche, how are you? Thank you. Yep. Something about brand new and, these past life contracts, these past life people, you know, and then speaking up whenever we need to speak up, defending ourselves, confronting these people that we've had these past life connections with, that kept us stuck the life before, the life before that, the life before that, so that we can actually learn the lesson and move on to, especially in the next life, move on, graduate, ascend, and also being very productive. There's no time to waste. Don't be afraid of success. Don't be sitting here going, well, maybe someone so can get me through the pearly gates. No, do the work yourself. If you haven't done your work, do the work yourself. If you don't know where to start, I tell everybody, start writing your own life story. That way you'll remember what you had to go through, where you came from, what you had to go through, and now it's going to be totally different. It's going to be a little bit emotional because you're going to be remembering some shit, how it affected you back then. But now you're looking at it with new eyes because now you are a mature adult. So it's no longer going to be scary. That big bad who pushed us around and was Billy the bully, he ain't going to be that scary no more. We're going to understand that, what? Billy came from a fucked up family life and this and that and the other and blah, 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 blah. Finding out that people that we were so goo gaga over, like, oh my gosh, but they didn't like us. It's okay to put them in the friend zone because we can see all that shit with new eyes now. Not being a rebound, and then sure the fuck not repeating no fucking patterns, no deja vu. If we at a crossroads, pick the right way. Don't go to the left, go to the right. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. I'm gonna leave it right there. It's 4:45. I do plan on getting on here some again this evening, even if it's for a short time. My short time would probably be like about an hour, because a lot of times I'll be talking and stuff like that, and I'll be like, damn, it's already been almost an hour and a half. But that just means I just get into it. Oh my gosh. Neo Raw Energy, thank you so very much for that generous donation. I do appreciate you. J Mike, thank you so very much. Everyone, thank you so very much. I appreciate everyone. I really do. I love you all. I love you all. And I hope to see you in a little bit. I'm going to eat some ice cream and some cake. Hopefully the itis don't get me. I'm going to try and stay awake. High Priestess, I think you are amazing too. All right, y'all. See you in a little bit. Bye now.